Hey guys, Destler Magic here is still very sick with the flu, but if I don't make a video today, YouTube will murder my channel. So let's talk about the only thing posted today on Daily MTG that I vaguely give a crap about, and that's rule and oracle text changes, and this is posted, all of them, by Eli Schifrin, who clearly should not be in charge of writing anything. If you guys take a look at it, it's just a bunch of confusing, jumbled, pun-infested Dr. Seuss garbage, and it's supposed to be an exact, precise, unequivocal, clear as day rules change. So thanks for confusing it with your stupid writing personality, Eli. That helps everybody. There are rules changes that I still, after reading them 3 times, can't figure out what the hell he meant. But who cares? It references a bunch of cards I don't care about. So go read it if you sincerely enjoy at a deep, basic level wasting your time. Anyway, the big one is, and you might have heard about this in another one of my videos, but I couldn't remember which one it is, which is why I'm making this one. There has been a change to Ajani's Pridemate, or as he puts it, Ajani's Pride-May-TE, parenthesis, functional. I'm sure that was supposed to be some stupid pun or play on words, but at this point, just shut the hell up, Eli. Anyway, here's what the card actually says, but because wizards are a bunch of clueless dicks, now it doesn't do what it says, so you have to, pull out your smartphone and look it up, and then you have to know to do that. You have to know that you have to do that without the card indicating that. I love Oracle text updates. They're my favorite. Get out your Sharpies and fix the card yourself. Oh wait, you can't. That's a rules violation. Hey, I've got an idea. Print it correctly the first time, or don't change it. You know, like how Hostage Taker can accidentally target itself and cause a one card, literally a self-contained single card infinite loop. And then they had to change the Oracle text to change the words. Well, the card doesn't say that, and when I'm playing, I have the card in front of me. Not the freaking gatherer looking up the rulings of all my cards and to see if the 2 letters of some word or whatever were changed in or whatever the hell they've done over the past. So that's why they're disruptive. They cause arguments at tournaments. It's confusing. It's stupid. And in this article, they have changed, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards at least, and those are just the examples. But luckily, 5 of them are in formats I don't care about, so let's focus on Ajani's Pridemate. So if you're not familiar, Ajani's Pridemate was actually printed a long time ago in M11, and a bunch of times since then, but that was the earliest instance of it. So even though this card's on par with Tarmogoyf from damage output and damage scaling speed, they decided, nah, let's not ban it, let's just change how it works to make it even more powerful. Yeah, that makes sense, so let's read what Eli cringily wrote. Ajani's Pridemate was originally printed under a tournament policy where missing any trigger, no matter how beneficial, always resulted in a warning. Multiple warnings would upgrade into a game loss. To avoid the problem, many cards with strictly beneficial triggers had those triggers made optional. It doesn't count as missing a trigger if it says may. They just then assume that you meant to miss it. Or at least that's the converted assumption regardless of intention. So basically you just chose not to do the thing, and that's how you proceed with the game. Then trigger policy changed. Nowadays, missing beneficial triggers doesn't get you a penalty. You just don't get the benefit. There's some nuance to this, but I'm leaving it simple here. That's ironic if you read the rest of the article. We've left the cards that received may under the old policy alone under the general Oracle policy of minimizing functional changes, or as I like to call it, the law of complete and utter inconsistency that makes no damn sense. But Ajani's Pridemate was printed in Core 2019 with its may. Ajani's Pridemate has since become heavily played in a popular standard deck, you think? And that deck's inclusion in the upcoming Challenger deck series, ooh, spoiler alert, became the place to print the card with errata to remove the option. So guys, it's just a functional change. It's just a stylistic change based on tournament policy. Oh wait, it completely ruins how the card works under some circumstances. There are circumstances where you would want the card to not get any bigger. Unfortunately, that goes out the window because of douchebag, pros at some Grand Prix that you don't care about. So next time you're forced to make it bigger and then somebody hits you with dazzling reflection, just remember it's Eli's fault. Oh, they have deflecting palm meter deck? Too bad, you gotta keep putting counters on Ajani's Pridemate. Oh, they might blow it up and you'll take damage equal to its power? Oh well, should have sideboarded it out, I guess. So the entire article glosses over the fact that there is way more at stake than just some, angle shooting, cheating douche at some tournament not getting a warning. But wait, it gets even worse. There's more that went into this decision. And by more, I mean, honestly, less. Like, if you were to say how much logic went into this, how much forethought, is that even a word? Who cares? Half the crap in this article isn't even a word. So not only did they change the rule, but as he puts it, there isn't an Oracle update scheduled for small supplementary products like Challenger decks. So in other words, they purposely printed the card wrong, but did change the text. They were just too lazy and too cheap to change it. He might as well have literally said the phrase, "we don't make the rules," even though they make the rules. You can do a scheduled or unscheduled Oracle update whenever the hell you want. You guys banned a card out of ban cycle 2 days after the ban announcement. You can do whatever the hell you want. So what they really meant to say was we were too lazy to change it, so now you just mentally have to remember that this is how it works, and every version of the card ever printed is wrong. Good luck, guys. Don't edit it with a Sharpie, that'll make the card illegal. So there isn't an update scheduled for small supplementary products like Challenger decks, and given the options of adding one or changing the card early, digital was the deciding factor, and we're releasing the card's updated wording a little early. What? What do you mean early? Do you mean it was going to be printed after the Challenger deck, or will it be printed correctly in the Challenger deck or not? Those two sentences are completely contradictory. You know what? At this point, I don't give a crap. They changed it from may to being required. So just remember that, I guess. And then when somebody doesn't believe you, then you have to tell them that there's Oracle text and then they got to get out their phone because Magic is an esport now, apparently. And you can't trust what the paper says. Oh, I just figured it out. That's why a paper game that doesn't use electricity in any way is an esport, because you can't go by what the paper says. That makes sense. I mean, honestly, Magic tournaments right now on Twitch are about as as the World Series of Darts. No other cards are changing under this evolution of Oracle policy at this time. What the hell do they mean Oracle policy as opposed to Oracle updates? The policy just says when the Oracle text takes place, not if, so that didn't really answer anything. If cards printed under old tournament policy are reprinted, we'll consider changing them. So it's not even going to be a consistent change. They'll just consider changing them on the new printings. Oh my gosh, what a mess. The timing on this card's change is a fairly special case. Okay, so I guess what they're trying to say is normally they wouldn't change how the card works because you can only change the Oracle text during an Oracle text update schedule, and it being put in the Challenger deck and also having been put in M19 is not a factor, I guess, which is just lazy and cheap to me. But then they said digital was the deciding factor. It's probably because you got to sit there and hit the frickin' spacebar over and over and over when you play Ajani's Pridemate on the internet. So in other words, this change had nothing to do with functionality in paper, and they're putting digital first, which, big surprise. Is that actually surprising to anybody? Anybody shocked by that? That paper is now a second-class citizen in their mind? Did the curling paper on the non-foils as of a year and a half ago not give it away? So to be 100% clear, Ajani's Pridemate used to say, and still does on all paper forms and still will in the near future, whenever you gain life, you may put a +1/+1 counter on it. The new Oracle text, which you will find precisely nowhere except Arena, is whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on it. And the change was 100% made so that you don't, or because you wouldn't, I guess, get a warning at a tournament anymore for missing it. And I guess they're just going to ignore the fact that sometimes you wouldn't want it to get bigger for strategic reasons and safety reasons. What a bunch of ignorant morons in the R&D and playtesting department, seriously. So then there were functional and non-functional changes. One of them involved Kuwombaj witches. One of them involved a bunch of multicolored cards like Transguild Courier. They're changing that. You already saw it. Lords of Atlantis or whatever. Lord of Atlantis got some kind of semi-functional ... kinda. Literally, that's what they wrote. Oracle text change. I barely even understand that one. Planeswalker reminder text. I guess there was 8 changes. They changed that from non-functional to functional. It's whether or not it references stuff by name, and then they use Merit Lage as an example, which isn't a Planeswalker and also doesn't have reminder text. So that one was deeply confusing. Time Spiral and Zones, they made some kind of change to that, so that works differently, which sucks because people actually play that. And Crazed Firecat changed the order that the card resolves in, and they're pretending like that's not a big deal too. So they've completely changed how a whole bunch of different cards work. If you give a crap, I'll put the link in the description. Since this is Eli Schifrin writing it, and it's just a confusing, illogical mess with a bunch of stupid jokes put in, I wouldn't waste your time. But I don't tell you how to live your life, so do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. I'm gonna go drink some more of my ethnically white backgrounds, people's cultural cure for the flu, which is a bunch of Diet 7-Up. That stuff could probably kill just about anything. You could probably just pour that on yourself if you get exposed to Ebola. Don't quote me on that, though. I'm not a doctor. Oh, and by the way, if you want to go even further down the rabbit hole of Eli Schifrin's blatant mental problems, in just a slap in the face, like /joke/parody of an actual rules update, but they are functional rules update, and this is not April Fool's, I'll link down to the Ravnica Allegiance comprehensive rule changes, which includes self-referential logical loops and absolutely no usable information whatsoever. Thanks, Eli. I hope you don't have a job by next Monday. And thanks all of you for watching. I'm gonna go lay down.